So Kanye West went on a pro-Trump tweet binge yesterday. He dipped his toe in the water of, the hashtag MAGA crowd, and now he dove right into the deep end of that bitch. So take a look. He said, "You don't have to agree with Trump, but the mob can't make me not love him. We are both dragon energy. He is my brother. I love everyone. I don't agree with everything anyone does. That's what makes us individuals, and we have the right to independent thought." That's one of those tweets where, he's not really saying anything. He's saying something, but not really saying anything. A lot of that is just fluff, cliches type shit. We're individuals. We have the right to independent thought. Yeah, no shit. No shit, Kanye. Thank you for that fucking genius insight. And then, the plausible deniability he's leaving himself, the wiggle room he's leaving himself is, I don't just love Trump. I just said I love everybody. I love everybody. Trump is part of everybody. Therefore, I love Trump. So I love Trump, even though I'm not going to say I love Trump. Just say what you're trying to say, dude. Just say it. Say you actually do love Trump, because it's clear that, the underlying implication of what you're saying there is, yeah, I fucking love the guy, but I'm going to hedge in 1,000 different ways and throw in some cliches at the same time. But the thing that's that tells you everything you need to know about Kanye there is not even just the pro-Trump shit. It's we are both dragon energy. Kanye, that doesn't mean anything. And this is the thing that's so fucking frustrating about Kanye West, is that there are people who will fucking swear up and down that he's a genius. And that, no, you just don't understand him. He's super creative. He's on another level. He's operating on a frequency that you can't tap into because you're just a regular person. But he's a fucking genius, okay? That's not something a genius says. That's something a dunce says. We're dragon energy. You're dragon. That doesn't mean anything. You're not saying anything. That doesn't mean anything. So stop. I hate when people try to superimpose over somebody else's words, their own intentions on what they think that person is. No, just take it for what it is. The guy's a little off. That's what Kanye is. Okay, next he says, "My wife just called me and she wanted me to make this clear to everyone. I don't agree with everything Trump does. I don't agree 100% with anyone, but myself." Okay, so Kim, you could tell Kim was in a place where she really didn't want Kanye to keep doing this, but at the same time, she didn't want to in public put down her husband. So it was really sad, because it's obvious she called him and was like, "What are you doing?" But then on Twitter, she goes on this pro-Kanye tweet rampage that's "Oh, what? Are you not allowed to have free thought in America at this point? Is that what you're not allowed to have free thought, huh?" Come on, man. They're giving these grade school level responses to people. It's not that you're not allowed to have free thought. It's that you can express your free thoughts, and then other people are allowed to have their own free thoughts to say how they think your free thoughts are preposterous. So that's allowed. If you say some shit in public, expect a rebuttal. That's the way the world works, especially when you're a public figure. You say some shit, people get to say some shit back. So, and there's all these false defenses that people make. Chance the Rapper tweeted, "It's okay for a black person to not be a Democrat." Yeah, nobody said that it's not okay for black people to not be Democrats. Their criticisms of Kanye are a little more specific than that. They don't like the fact that he's propping up this guy, Donald Trump, who, for example, called for a ban on all Muslims, a total and complete shutdown of Muslims coming into the country. Some people are mad, hey, he's a popular figure, and he's propping up this guy who's bombing 8 different countries, and did a 432% increase in drone strikes, killing civilians all over the place. Donald Trump bragged about torture. Donald Trump just did a tax cut where 83% of the benefits went to the top 1%. People are like, "Oh, really? So you like that guy? Well, then you really haven't thought through the issues, or you have thought through the issues, and you're a cretin for agreeing with this guy on those issues." Now, I'm obviously putting more, facts into my criticism than most people would, but on some level, I think that's what a lot of people's objections are, is that you're this young, popular figure, Kanye is, and you're using your platform to bolster this guy who, in very measurable ways, has been a disaster for regular people. Goddamn. So he's not done yet. Kanye tweeted this picture. He's wearing the MAGA hat here. Wow. And then you have Trump tweeting back to Kanye, MAGA to him, Make America Great Again, responding to Kanye's tweet of showing off the hat. Now, let me just be clear about what I don't believe. Some people are saying, oh, it's just a publicity stunt, and he's just doing this because he's, he wants more press for his upcoming album. No, because if it is a publicity stunt, it's not a good one because you're making people hate you, not like you. Your key demographic is like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? So it doesn't help. That hurts in that respect. And also, I just don't think he has any foresight, and he's like planning shit out. I think he's just kind of shooting from the hip. And another point is, Kim went out there and started talking about, was mad at the media for bringing up Kanye West's mental health. When I don't, no, I think looking at the way he acts, he is, and not just because he's tweeting like pro-Trump, pro-Republican shit, but it's just clear based on everything that he's kind of unhinged. So he's very erratic in how he acts. So I think anybody talking about his mental health is totally understandable because it looks like that's a genuine concern. Now, you might say, oh, you're doing it for cynical reasons or they're using it to score partisan political points. That might be true, but it also is true that it looks like, even to me, that the dude has some serious issues. Whether it's, I think he might have like bipolar disorder because when he goes away and he talks about, I was in my sunken place, and Kim repeats that phrase too. He was in his sunken place. He's now out of his sunken place. Well, the sunken place is like, oh, you're away from people. You want to stay away from people. You don't want to talk to anybody. You don't want to be in the public eye at all. You want to just be like totally alone. And then every now and then you come out of that place and you're super manic and super active and really hyper and oversharing and shit. And, I know because my grandmother on my dad's side, she had bipolar disorder. And I'm aware of like the patterns of somebody who has something like that. And honestly, it looks like Kanye might be suffering from that. Now, I'm not a fucking doctor, and so I'm just doing some armchair evaluation right now, and I'm admitting up front that I'm doing armchair evaluation to you guys right now, but I'm just giving my honest opinion as to what it looks like to me, because he goes away for a long time, and then he'll come out and he'll all of a sudden give you, fucking verbal diarrhea all over the place, and he'll be super hyper, and then he'll go away again for a long time, and he just seems like... And it's always incoherent, But that's the thing is, him and Trump, they do share that. It's not that they both are dragon energy, because that means nothing. It's that they're both malignant narcissists who kind of don't have coherent thoughts and just kind of shit out whatever nonsense is on their mind with no filter. And on the one hand, that makes them appealing, because it's nice when you're in a world where everybody's so filtered and measured to see people who are not filtered, but at the same time, sometimes that misfires, and you get to see what's really going on. And the final thing is, he's not truly ideological. Like, I don't think he knows the first fucking thing about what Trump's done in terms of his policies. I really don't. So, and somebody made a good point on Twitter, I forget who, but they said, all of political Twitter is mad at Kanye right now because political Twitter, they spend 18 hours a day thinking about politics. And they know it in and out. And then Kanye comes along and he's probably thought about politics for 2 minutes in his fucking life. And then, he says ridiculous shit if you're into politics and you know what's going on. So, yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he thinks about politics. I don't think he knows anything about politics or the policies. He's just kind of just kind of vomiting out whatever the fuck is on his mind at that moment. And the results are wild. And there was a moment where, and I retweeted this, I'm guilty of it, it looked like he had 27 million followers and then it dropped to 18 million in like a 10-minute time span. So he lost millions of followers in a 10-minute time span. It turns out, no, he deactivated his Twitter a few months ago or something, and then there's still glitches and bugs because you don't get all your followers back immediately. You get back a lower number and then it adds like 1 million a day or something, and so there's still glitches in that system. So he didn't actually lose the followers. I thought he did. He didn't. But either way, what a weird scenario. And remember, Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, they were doing the pro-Hillary shit. Or Kanye and Kim, I think, took a picture with Hillary back during the election, and they were kind of tepid support of her or whatever. And then now it's just fame chaser, status chaser, but really ultimately just incoherent, no filter blabber. And immediately you had everybody flip on Kanye. So everybody who formerly loved him, who are nominal Democrats, are mad at him now, and vice versa. All the Republicans, I mean, there were Republicans who thought he was part of the Illuminati and, terrible Democrat and shit. And then now they think he's the greatest guy in the world, and he's getting people off the Democratic mental slave plantation and some other nonsense like that. If you want to know what's really going on in Kanye's mind, look at this tweet from Peter Norway. He says, Kanye is asking Larry Page and other billionaires to meet with him again. He did this exact thing in 2016, and the goal was to get funding for his company that, according to the chart he posted, would make things like a luxury search engine, emoticon autocorrect, and cure cancer. So, yeah. That's what's really going on in Kanye's mind, in case you thought for a split second he might have a coherent political philosophy.